Silverman. As my partner Gotti said in his opening, we are here to tell you why there is inherency to fix this problem. Let me explain. In order for the affirmative to win this debate, they must show a need to change the status quo with their practical and desirable plan. They must prove that the only way to change the status quo is to have a new plan. Gotti and I disagree. To review, the resolution states, resolved that the U.S. federal government should enact a plan to restrict children's television programming. Yes, Gotti and I do recognize that there have been countless studies to show the effect of TV violence on kids, among other harmful effects. Something to keep in mind, though, is that children do not just see violence on TV. Marjorie Hines, the founder of the Free Expression Policy Project, points out in the article, Politics of TV Violence Returns to Center Stage, that in addition to watching television, both children and adults spend many hours every day using the internet, watching movies, listening to music, and playing video games. All of these forms of social media can affect a child's perception of reality. The affirmative cannot make the blanket statement that children's television is the root of all of these problems. We must consider the other variables like video games and the computer. That is why this issue is too complex for a new plan. This problem does not start with the networks. It starts with mom and dad. Until mom and dad are knowledgeable about what their kids are really watching and pushing the power off button on these programs, television stations will not reform. Nikki said that the federal government regulating TV is a means of protection, just like you can't yell fire in a movie theater. But then she said that it's the parent's job. Let me remind you that the resolution states that it is the federal government that will be enacting a plan to restrict programming, not parents. Also, Gotti and I offer you an alternative plan, one that utilizes the power of the people's voices to propel a change. As Gotti stated in his constructive, the FCC already has restrictions in place, like parental blocking, the V-chip, educational requirements, and television ratings. In Veronica and Nikki's plan, they mentioned a similar program where parents can restrict the television with a code, and that kids can't watch that show with the secret passcode, but that's already in place in the form of a V-chip. And then they also brought up in their plan how television, like children's programming, could be rated from 1 to 5, but the FCC already has labels on the programs, like PG, PG-13. I'm sure all of you guys have seen these when you watch a television program. They come up like right in the corner. Also, Veronica failed to address all of this information in her status quo definition of what's going on. These restrictions are great strides in the right direction that the FCC has already implemented. But within these already established programs, more can be done. Our plan promotes this inherent fact. Inherency is the key in this debate. The bike has already been made, the parts were manufactured, ordered, shipped, and delivered. All we need is someone to pedal and move the wheels of change. Who will be this biker? I'll explain. Gotti and I are proposing that the government has an initiative that does not restrict, as the resolution states and as the affirmative is arguing, but rather informs. The purpose of this campaign is to raise awareness amongst parents of the harmful effects of children's television programming. This campaign will also inform the parents on how to use the already developed blocking devices like V-chips. All the government is doing is making these facts readily accessible to the American people and then providing them a means to express their disgust. Our campaign slogan is React, Reform, Renew. The American people will react to the facts and push the power off button on these programs. The stations will reform to get their ratings back, and our children will be renewed with positive television. With this plan, the biker is you. The American people will move the wheels of change, not the federal government, as the affirmative is proposing. In more detail, this government campaign will consist of 3 committees: social media, presentations, and logistics. The social media committee will focus on spreading awareness through means like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, YouTube, etc., and they will design and put up posters. If you use your iPhone to scan a barcode on the poster, you'll be taken right to a website for this initiative. The social media committee will design this website and include facts, videos, and other things to inform the American people of the already developed solutions like the V-chip and other parental blocking devices to educate parents on how to use them effectively. The presentations committee will represent the initiative. They are the ones who will be speaking out in support of it on news stations. These government workers will not be an invisible yet omnipresent big brother. They are real people who will be keeping us informed each step of the way. The logistics committee will mainly consist of fact-checking and providing current statistics to the American people. They will be in charge of constantly updating the information and websites presented. And that's the main point. to inform the people, not restrict as the resolution states. Nothing will change in the television industry if parents simply do not know what their kids are really watching, or how to block programs with the tools already established. Information is power, so the more we know about television programming, the more power the people have. To recap, Gotti and I have told you why a plan for change is unnecessary. We talked about the FCC regulations already in place and devices like the V-chip and parental blocks already available to parents. Then we offered our counter plan, which is legal and in debate in case you were wondering. Our React Reform Renew initiative not only aims to solve this problem by appealing to the people, but it already utilizes the programs that are in place and supports everything our country was founded upon. The government should not be our media moderator. Parents have the right to choose what their kids watch, and that is truly what Gotti and I are fighting for. This plan will educate parents and provide a better future for our kids. React Reform Renew now. Vote negative. Thank you.